This video will show you how to create a data object type. So if we look here at a contact, we can see opportunities, Macanta install, support queries, podcast episodes, and partnerships. They are all different data object types. So we can go and create another one. So we do that under admin. We go into the query builder. So on the left hand side, let's say for this example, we're going to have a data object type called properties. So I can go in and see, we don't really have any relationships here that relate to properties for us. So we're going to add some relationships first. So let's say we're going to add the owner. And we'll then add the tenant. We can add the agent. And let's say we add viewers. So people can be interested in a property, but they're not the tenant yet. Okay, so those are our relationships that we have added. So now we go and we start creating our data object type. So we go in here and we're going to say for this one, we'll have properties and we're going to have an agent. And we said we are also having an owner, and we are going to have a tenant, and we're going to have viewers. Should really just have called that viewer, but I'll leave that for the moment. So now we have some additional options that we can have. So we can say the limit is how many agents can be connected to a property at any time. So that's what this limit does. Now, a property can have one agent. It could potentially have 2 or 3 tenants, depending on whether it's multiple occupants or what it is. There's only really one owner, unless you work with shared ownership. And then viewers, there can be as many as we want to view it to. Then the auto assign is as a user is logged in, if I add a new property, is anyone auto assigned to it? So let's go and have a look. So agent, we're going to say there can only ever be one agent on a property. And when a logged in user adds a property, they are automatically assigned as the agent for that property. So we have that. Tenants, we're going to say we'll leave that with unlimited at the moment, because depending on what you need to do, it's a bit vague whether that's unlimited or not. Owner, let's go and say there can only be one owner, and whenever I add a new property, the contact I am viewing when I'm adding the property is automatically assigned as the owner. And then viewers, we leave no auto assign and we leave it unlimited. Okay, so now we go and build our structure. So let's go and first we add some sections. We're going to say this is our overview of the property, and then we're going to say the property details, and then we can go and say the tracking for the moment. We'll just keep it simple like that. So then I can go to my overview, select that, and have a subsection here where we will say contracts, and we'll have let's say occupancy. I'm making this up as I go along, so we'll leave that there for those. So then contracts, then we can say contract type. Okay, and we can go in and say this is going to be a select field, and we're going to say we will have exclusive or shared, so whether other agents are involved or not. We'll just leave that for the moment. I won't set any of the other values for the moment, so we can add that field. And then we're also going to say contract status, and here again we'll go for a select field, and we're going to say it is started, or let's call it draft, contract has been issued, accepted, or let's say it has been archived because it's not valid. We're not letting this property anymore. So I can add those values there. Then under occupancy, we can say here, let's say occupancy type. And again, we go for a select here, and we're going to say single only. HMO, house of multiple occupancy, and we can also go shared, where people are sharing the lease on the property. Okay, so we add that in there. That's the occupancy type, and then we can say the occupancy status. And we go for select again, and we'll say it is on the market. It is subject to contract, occupied, and it's vacant. Okay, so those will be our options there. So we can leave with that. So now we go under property details, and I'll just say interior, and we can have exterior. So let's go here, and we say number of bedrooms, and I can go in and we can go select again, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 plus, or 5 plus. That's our number of bedrooms. Let's go number of bathrooms, and here we go there again, and it's 1, 2, 3, 3 plus. Okay, so we save that. Exterior, then we say front garden. And in this instance, we'll go for a radio button because it's yes or no. We'll go for rear garden, and again radio, yes or no. And we'll add that, and then we say parking, radio button, yes, no. Okay, so add that in there, and let's go over to our tracking, and we are going to say dates, for instance, and we can say here date listed. Date contract issued. Date contract agreed. And let's just say date vacant. Okay, so let's just leave it at that for the moment. And now we can go on to our display settings. So here we then choose, okay, when I look at this property and I view it which columns do I want as the overview, a bit like the header in a spreadsheet. So I'm not overview, let's go contract type and contract status. Don't really want any of that. I do want the date listed. Let's add these ones here. I can add those, and then of course I can move those around should I need to, and we'll just leave it at that. Now the section conditions allows you to display sections of the information depending on what the values are in some of the other fields. So there's a specific video that goes into this in quite a bit of detail, so I'll leave that out of this video for now, and we can just go and create our properties object. And there you go, properties there, and I can go here and you can see properties are now available. So let me go and find a contact. We go to Erwin and we go to properties, and I can go and say add item, and now I can fill in, and you can see the interface represents the sections and everything as you built it, and then under the additional info you can see Erwin's been made the owner of that property, and that is all in place. So I can now set that, save it, and use those properties as I need to. So that is how you create your data object types in Macanta.